This is a presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Any other use of this telecast or any pictures, descriptions, or accounts of the game without the Oklahoma Sports Network's consent is prohibited. It may not be reproduced or retransmitted in any form, and the accounts and descriptions of this game may not be used without express written consent.
All right, we're at the 5A state tournament. Josh Calloway, Jordan Ray. He's with Coach Tori Noel of the Midwest City Bombers. Go ahead, Jordan.
All right, Coach. You see Collinsville got a couple of starters, 6'6" and 6'9". What's important as far as dealing with that height?
Just playing fast and playing our game, man. Just got to match our intensity and make sure we're physical tonight.
You guys like to shoot the three ball. Have you talked about where to shoot them? Have you talked to your team about the longer three-point line?
Yeah, I talked to them about it, man. We got to just continue. We've been getting game shots all week, so I kind of told them about the three-point line. Don't get discouraged by it, man. Just step in and be ready to shoot the basketball.
All right, Coach. Good luck.
Thank you.
That was Jordan Ray with the head coach of Midwest City Bombers, Tori Noel. We're going to take a quick timeout here. When we come back, we will have the starting lineups, and we'll have the start of this one for you. It's the Midwest City Bombers, the Collinsville Cardinals, getting ready to tip off here in just a moment on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Have you ever seen an insurance commercial and asked yourself, are they really telling me the truth? Well, guess what? They're not.
Somebody runs a red light and you think all of a sudden their insurance company's going to be all neighborly about it? Insurance companies aren't in the business of saving you money. They're in the business of keeping your money.
So remember, save our number in your phone so when tragedy strikes,
Call Rob and Will.
Back at the Lloyd Noble Center, long time no see. Josh Galloway, Jordan Ray, and the Oklahoma Sports Network. Get ready for our third game of the day. It's the Midwest City Bombers, the Collinsville Cardinals, quarterfinal number 3 of the day, or quarterfinal number 4 of the day, our third quarterfinal. Jordan, some thoughts on this one early as we get ready to get the lineups to get the game started.
Well, Collinsville is a bit like Del City in that they lost the regional championship, which means they had to play an extra game that following Saturday, with the regional championships being on a Friday this year. Then they had to win 2 games to get to this point, and they did. So they're on a bit of a streak now. Also, they got the size advantage, and that's going to be interesting to see if they're able to use it. Midwest City makes it hard for other teams to use their size because of the team speed they have. Which will win out? Which strength will win out?
Right.
And, of course, the Bombers love to shoot the three. Are they going to be shooting a lot of college threes, or are they going to be disciplined to get to that white line of the closer three?
Starting lineups presented by Dynamic Health Clinic. At Dynamic Health Clinic, Dr. Coffin specializes in athletic injuries and is able to get athletes back in action very quickly using a system called Advanced Muscle Integration. Play better, recover faster. At Dynamic Health Clinic, the Collinsville Cardinals, number 11, Austin Normandin. He's a 6'1 junior. Number 28, Anderson, is a 5'10 junior. Number 22, Kane Abshire, a 6'6 junior. Number 25, Jace Harold, is a 6'2 senior. And number 30, Zach Brown, a 6'9 senior. You heard that correctly, 6'9". The Cardinals come into play tonight 21-5 and are coached by Todd Anderson. As for the Midwest City Bombers, number 2 is Roy Henderson, a 6'2 senior. Number 4, Mason McKenzie, a 6' junior. Number 5, Deshaun Denson, a 6'1 sophomore. Number 20, Carl Sean Young, a 6'4 junior. Number 21, Brian Williams, is a 5'11 senior. The Bombers come into play this afternoon 23-3 on the year and are coached by Tori Noel. Midwest City's the home team today in their home whites with the gold Bombers across the chest, black numbers. Collinsville in the dark gray uniforms with the powder blue numbers and letters on the front and back. Tip is won by the Cardinals. They're going right to left from our vantage point here, courtside at the Lloyd Noble Center. Glad to be with us. Game 3 of the day on OSN. First shot is up and good. An early triple for the Cardinals. I think that was Anderson who took it. I was kind of blocked out by some bodies.
Big shot for Collinsville because Middle City was packing the paint some as Collinsville was trying to go inside Zach Brown.
It was Anderson on the 3. Meanwhile, the Bombers quickly respond as Roy Henderson hits the turnaround shot. It makes it 3-2. Glad to be with us here on our audio-only stream of the 5A state quarterfinals. Give fans a free alternative, a way to keep up with the action, hang out with Jordan and I all day long. We've had 2 great games already, hopefully more the same to come. As the three-pointer is blocked by Carl Sean Young, closing out quickly there on Harold. And the ball is eventually knocked out of bounds. It'll stay down here with the Cardinals. Of course, Carl Sean Young, most fans very acutely aware, #1 player in the state of Oklahoma in the junior class this year, 2025 crop, committed to Oklahoma State. So I would say he'll get to play in this building again someday for the Cowboys, but who knows the future of Bedlam. Meanwhile, the Cardinals get another bucket here down in the painted area. That's putting that one home as Brown.
Yeah, good set play to the big Zach Brown. And he's already made a presence because he helped create that first three-point shot they've made.
What do you do with a guy 6'9" as a 3 ball here is shot up and missed for Henderson? A guy 6'9" and Zach Brown, how the heck do you try to limit that when you don't have somebody that big on your own side?
You're going to have to get some steals. They're trying. The Bombers are trying.
Rocket pass to Anderson for 3, side of the rim, no good. He hit the one earlier for Collinsville, couldn't catch that one home. And Midwest City's got it going back to the way, down by 3. As Henderson has his shot blocked out of bounds by Brown. He is such a big behemoth force down in the paint.
You're going to see the Bomber defenders move a lot more than Collinsville. Collinsville's going to stay at home in a 2-3 zone. We'll see if the Bombers can shoot him out of it. Bombers are scrapping a lot on defense. They're going to give a lot of attention, of course, to Carl Sean Young.
Young rocket pass down here to McKenzie, #4, and he has it lost out of bounds. They're going to say the Cardinals touched it last.
I think Bombers got a break. That should be off McKenzie. No one touched it. He really should have been passing the ball out there.
So Midwest City saves the possession. Inbound goes to Henderson in the backcourt as the Bombers trail 5-2 early on. We have a whistle here away from the ball.
Trying to set a screen for Deshaun Denson, who is a dynamic three-point shooter. And he could be a big factor if Collinsville plays a lot of zone.
Foul's on Harold. I didn't really see what he did. Young for 3 off the inbound, can't hit. So the first foul of this game goes against Collinsville as Midwest City comes up empty from deep there. The Cardinals have it going back the way, up by 3 very early on in this one. Shot here for Brown comes up short. It's pulled in by Williams. Start the break for the Bombers. Young in the corner, drives down the baseline. Rocket pass across to Denson for 3. Side of the rim, no good. Deshaun Denson, a very exciting young player for Midwest City. He can really shoot it. Missed that one.
Unbelievable second half in overtime against Guthrie. A game they had to have, even though it wasn't an elimination game last Friday.
He was sensational in the regional wins, both over Western Heights in the opening game as well as in the regional final. As driving here and trying to get to Brown didn't go, but the pinballs around, ends up in the hands of Abshire, who lays it home, and the Cardinals lead by 5 early.
Best thing Collinsville does is they haven't turned the ball over. They've been protecting the ball, and they eventually get good looks in the paint.
Henderson in the painted area, let his defender fly by him, and he calmly hits the jumper. So a good start for Roy Henderson there, as he's got all 4 of Midwest City's points in the early going, and it's 7-4. 4:40 to play in the opening quarter.
Run and jump.
Pass head to Brown, almost lost
There's
it, ends
a
up in
steal.
the hands. He almost lost it, and he did, as McKenzie poked it away. Now Henderson, another mid-range jumper,
Boy.
he's got it again. What a start for Roy Henderson with 3 straight buckets, and it's 7-6.
And he did not start Friday against Guthrie. He's starting this game, and boy, is it good for Midwest City that he is.
Back to the way, here's Brown in the corner for the Cardinals. To Normandin, back to Brown underneath, rocket pass, and a nice tough finish there at the rim for Abshire.
Collinsville's executed real well.
Midway point of the first quarter, 9-6 early lead for Collinsville. Turnaround jumper off the side of the rim, no good for McKenzie. Winner here will see Carl Albert in the semifinals tomorrow at 1:30. We'll have that game for you on OSN as driving the lane and finishing there at the rim. It was Aiden Anderson, and Collinsville offensively right now is firing on all cylinders. They got 11 quick points, and we have an early timeout here taken by Coach Noel and the Bombers. What are you seeing on that end? Right, Collinsville's doing really well right now.
They're doing a good job of getting the ball inside to Brown, and then they've had a possession where their second big guy, which is Abshire, hanging around on the other side. So he's also there to score, and Brown's looking for him. That happened on the previous possession, and then on the last one, they just had a wide open layup because Midwest City just, they're trying to put so much pressure on the perimeter. They're not rotating well along the paint. And then the 2-3 zone's been effective so far for Collinsville because Midwest City's not made a three yet. And they're not really able to get to the basket because they got Brown camped out in the middle, which is why Midwest City needs to be able to run, but they haven't been able to get the steals and run off defensive rebounds yet either.
So back to it, Midwest City. This is Henderson walking up the floor. He's off to a great start. Has all 6 of Midwest City's points early on. Still the starting 5 after that stoppage. Henderson, he'll step into an open 3 at the top of the key. Side of the rim, no good. Rebound is loose and pulled in by the Cardinals. Noah Warden just checked into the game. But a quick turnover here forced by Midwest City. That's Jarvis Nash off the bench. He didn't get the layup to go, but there for the cleanup was Denson.
That's what Midwest City wants to do.
So Nash actually did slide in there as a sub for Midwest City, replacing, I believe, Williams. And it's 11-8, and the Cardinals have it back the way up by 3. Losing in the lane here and picked up by Henderson. Long
Great
pass in the front for
pass.
Carl Young. Here comes jam time. Dunked it home. It's 11-10 and a quick timeout taken here by Coach Anderson for Collinsville. Not liking the way that last minute or so went as 4 quick points for the Bombers, and it's 11-10.
So they bring in Jarvis Nash to Midwest City, and he makes the type of defensive play that they were lacking, which is a steal that leads to transition. And then they get another one, and Roy Henderson knew if he just threw the ball towards the other basket, one of his teammates was going to be the one to get the ball, leak out, and get the slam or the layup. In this case, it was Carl Sean Young. And now we saw right there the short sequence exactly what Midwest City wants to do. They want to run. They don't even want Zach Brown a factor catching the ball in the paint, and they don't want him getting back on defense either.
Thank our first quarter sponsor, which is Sherpa Moving. Sherpa Moving, a local full-service moving company. They offer packing, unpacking, special handling services. Their team is experienced, it's knowledgeable, and help you get through what is usually a difficult time. Sherpa Moving for all your moving needs, 401 West 33rd Street in Edmond. Call them at 405-724-8750. So back to it here. Collinsville with the basketball, leading 11-10. And having it poked away, there was Warden. It leads to another fast break turnover opportunity for the Bombers. Henderson to the rim, he finishes. So a 6-0 run for Midwest City, and they're back in front, 12-11.
But it's exactly their game.
Yeah. Collinsville back to the direction. This is Anderson being hounded by Nash. And a whistle and a foul tumbled into the official there.
Now, how often that's called will be important for Midwest City. That's not a bad foul at all by Jarvis Nash because it's the first foul on him and the first team foul. But if they start to call that where he's applying a lot of pressure on the ball handler, that will help Collinsville a lot. So how often that's called will definitely have an impact on who wins this game.
Inbound to Anderson in the corner for 3. Side of the rim, no good. And Midwest City with the board and going back to the direction after the empty trip for Collinsville. Henderson, rocket pass to Denson in the corner. Feed to McKenzie. Great pass. McKenzie's floater missed. Ended up getting his own miss. And then he's tied up. The arrow will keep it down at this end with Midwest City.
So Midwest City really hasn't scored yet against the 2-3 zone. Their baskets have been in transition. Well, I should take that back. Roy Henderson's hit a couple of mid-range jumpers. But they need other players to be able to do that. And so McKenzie's going to be open, not open, but kind of open. He's going to be given some space, but can he hit that shot when Zach Brown's just a couple feet from him?
Inbound pass was deflected out of bounds. It'll just stay down here. They'll do it again with 1:52 to go in the first quarter.
Still no made threes for the Bombers.
Henderson has it. He'll go ahead and try to rectify that. Back iron, no good. Rebound skied for and pulled in by Normandin, and the Cardinals have it going back to the direction down by just one. Here's Normandin with the ball. Rocket pass to Brown at the rim, who finishes. Well, you get it to the big 6'9" monster down there. That close to the rim, you're cooked. So Cardinals back ahead by one with 1:27 to go in the first. Here's Denson at the free throw line. He'll pull up for a little mid-range jumper. Got it. Nice shot there by Denson.
That's going to be open against the zone. It's just
Yeah.
a matter of how consistently they'll make it.
So Midwest City leads it by one again. Back and forth we go in this first quarter. In the final 5A quarterfinal, 3 spots have been occupied in the semis. One more up for grabs here. Open 3 here on the wing for Normandin, the lefty Clackams. Bobby Lewis Insurance 3-ball for Austin Normandin. And Collinsville's back in the lead. Lead changes aplenty in this opening frame.
One thing they've done well, they've hit a couple threes. That's going to stretch the Bomber defense when it's a half-court game.
Denson at the free throw line. Rocket out to Nash. He'll fire an open 3 on the wing. Too much. Way too much. Just cost him backboard. And the Cardinals have it back the other way with 30 seconds to play. Trying to get underneath to Brown. And Carl Sean Young came across and poked it out. It'll stay down here. As the Cardinals get Walton Cavanaugh, a junior, into this game for the first time, as well as get Aiden Anderson back in. Replacing Harold and Abshire, a couple starters getting their first rest.
Carl Sean Young, tallest player for Midwest City now. He's the one guarding Zach Brown.
Probably not a matchup that he envisioned having to deal with this year. Stepping into it, thought about the 3, instead he's going to go underneath to Brown and lost out of bounds. So an open look there probably for Dylan Skycrolls. Hope I said that correctly. Quite the name. But he decided to give it up and it ended up not working out.
Look for the Bombers to hold for the last shot.
So we got 10 seconds to play in the quarter. Midwest City, I was going to say, could hold the final shot, but Henderson goes ahead and fires away. Couldn't hit. Rebound pulled in by the Cardinals. They got 5 seconds to try and get down the floor. Normandin, I don't know if that would have counted. Didn't matter as it comes up well short. And that's going to end the first quarter. A very entertaining start to this one. Collinsville leads at 16-14 after one. You're watching the 5A state quarterfinals on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
I want to start a car mechanic shop.
Let's say we go to Scissor Tip.
Ready to go get some coffee?
Yeah, let's go.
You got it.
I think she was from
One,
Rose State.
2, 3.
Woo!
Congratulations, Rose State college graduates.
Back to the Lloyd Noble Center. Josh Calloway, Jordan Ray with you on the Oklahoma Sports Network. 5A state quarterfinals. Been a great day of action. All the quarterfinals have been really competitive, fun games. We're off to a great start in this one with Midwest City and Collinsville. Early 16-14 lead for the Cards as we move to the second quarter. And they'll have the basketball first as Cycles handles the ball. He gives it up on the right side to Abshire. Cycles handling it again. Underneath to Zach Brown. Brown backing his guy in. And that's a travel, yep. Carl Young doing a pretty good job on Brown the last couple times.
Well, Brown's not the most fluid player, so if you can force him to move his feet, then he won't be as successful. It's when he gets real close to the basket where he doesn't have to move his feet. That's when it can be a problem for the Bombers.
Into the game for Midwest City, by the way, a couple of subs. Number 11, Mark Jackson, is in the game. He's a junior, and so is Caleb Stevens, who has subbed in. Meanwhile, a 3-ball there for the Bombers. I was looking down. I didn't see who hit it.
It was Carl Sean Young.
Young, of course. Safe bet. So the Bobby Lewis Assurance 3-ball for Young puts Midwest City back ahead by 1. Underneath to Brown to the rim, finishes and the foul. There you go. He got it in right close to the rim. Just tough to do really anything with him when he's that close. And Zach Brown will go to the Tooney Buys Houses charity stripe. Tooney Buys Houses. We buy homes in any condition. If you're someone you know needs to sell a home for any reason, please give us a call today for a cash offer. 405-931-3046.
Yeah, that's a case where for Midwest City, you cannot let the guards get that close to the basket. That's when Brown will be getting the ball in a position where he will score easily.
Missed the free throw, so it stays a 1-point game as Midwest City has it back, trailing 18-17. Carl Sean Young, who thought about the real deep one, instead will put on the floor. Bounce pass to Williams, who's back in. And he gives it back to Young. Underneath to Denson at the elbow. He'll fire. Got it. Deshaun Denson. Just a nice, pretty, smooth-looking jumper, and he knocks that one down.
That's the shot in that high post. The high post shooting for Midwest City has been good. And Collinsville looks committed to that 2-3 zone, so that's going to be an important shot for the Bombers.
Bombers lead it by 1, 19-18. Kick out into the corner. This is Anderson. Thought about it. Said he'll put on the floor. And Williams contacted him. They're going to call a foul on Williams. That'll be his first. And the team's second here in the early part of this second quarter.
And how often they call that important? It looked like a good call on Brian Williams. But they're going to be, Midwest City's going to be gambling in that situation a lot. When Collinsville puts the ball on the floor, they're going to go for steals.
There's Cycles with the basketball. He's guarded by Williams. He'll take it at him. Now he'll back it out. Trying to figure somewhere to go with it. Ends up getting it to Zach Brown at the top of the key. Brown bounce pass underneath to the cutting Anderson. Anderson just found some space. Couldn't hit the shot, though. Rebound stick back attempt for Abshire, though. And he puts it home, and Collinsville's back in the lead. So the lead changes continue as Abshire puts it home, and Collinsville's back ahead by 1. Here's Denson. Pull up another little mid-range jumper. He's got it again, boy. He is just silky smooth down in that painted area. Another nice jumper there.
Yeah, first Roy Henderson made 2 or 3 of those. Now it's Denson.
Yeah. Racing the other direction was Normandin. Big collision with him and Mark Jackson. Looks like they're going to call this.
It's a good call. Jackson got there too late.
Yeah, on the Bombers. He signaled 11, but they're both 11, Normandin and Jackson, but it was on Midwest City. That's 3 on the Bombers already, so keep that in mind. Inbound to Zach Brown in the corner. He'll hand it off to Anderson, who goes out toward his right. Anderson at the free throw line. Gets it back to Brown. He's pretty far from the hoop. He'll give it up. Anderson on the right side. He'll fire from 3. Front of the rim, no good. Rebound is loose and pulled in by Henderson. Good job by Young, kind of boxing out the big Brown there. Young now with an open look at 3. He'll fire. Back iron, no. Rebound loose, pulled in by Cycles, and Collinsville gets a stop. Anderson dribbling with his left. Hands it off to Cycles. 5:12 to play in the first half. 21-20 Midwest City. Trying to meet their rivals in the semis as the Carl Albert Titans await the winner tomorrow at 1:30.
The foul on Brian Williams. I mean, he probably, Babsher puts the ball on and puts the ball on the floor against him. Williams should gamble from time to time. Just got to try to do it without making contact.
Yeah.
He's going to get a couple.
That's 4 fouls on Midwest City now. So Collinsville in the bonus this entire rest of the way in the first half.
McKenzie will come in, and he's normally the post defender for Midwest City. He's not going to guard Brown, though. He's going to guard Absher.
Inbound goes to Brown, right to the rim, puts it home. Hey, you nailed it. If Zach Brown gets the ball where he's already, arm length, he can easily lay it home. There's very little you can do. That's what happened there. So Collinsville's back ahead as we just continue to ping-pong back and forth our way through this first half. Young gives up to Henderson. He'll fire from 3. Front of the rim, no good. Midwest City has still not hit a 3 in this game. Well, they hit 1, excuse me.
Carl Sean Young got 1, yeah.
Yeah, they're 1 for 9 now after that 3 miss by Henderson.
See, Collinsville tried to score in transition. I think it was Brown who was doing it. He's going to, someone else is going to come out. And they just overthrew the pass. That's not what they're as accustomed to doing, so Midwest City gets it right back.
Henderson miss actually made him 1 for 10 so far from deep, but still down just 3 points. or 1 point, I should say. As here's Young at the top, guarded by Normandin. He'll give it up. In the corner is McKenzie, gives it up to Henderson. Henderson back to McKenzie. Rocket pass to the top to Denson. Denson in the lane, a little mid-range floater. He's got it again. That is automatic right now for the sophomore, Deshaun Denson.
And Brown was right there converging on him. 6'9", didn't bother Denson at all.
Normandin brings it up for the Cardinals. Lost the handle, and it's scooped up by McKenzie. Couldn't tell if he just dribbled off his own foot or what happened there, but it's a turnover nonetheless. Leads to a 3 for Young. Boy, rattles halfway down and out. That shot looked good, but another miss. Now the 1 for 11 from 3 of the Bombers. As Anderson will fire a 3, Clackams. So Anderson's got his second 3 of the first half, and it puts Collinsville back ahead by a deuce, 25-23.
That's been probably the surprising developments, how much better Collinsville has been accurate or has shot accurately from three-point range in the Bombers have. They have 3 already.
Pass deflected, trying to get it out to Young, but it was stolen by Normandin. He'll start the break, left-hand scoop, layup attempt won't go. And then Young is hit from behind and fouled. Only the first on the Cardinals in this second quarter, so not particularly damaging.
Normandin was expecting Young to try to block the shot, so he wanted to really shoot it quickly, and was just a bit out of control. Young was actually going to be content to let him shoot it, and that actually took him off guard. So effective defense there by Carl-Sean Young.
Final 3 minutes of the first half. Very entertaining first half. We seem to be set up for another good one here. These teams have just gone back and forth. Henderson on the wing to the top, Carl-Sean Young. Right side, Henderson, he'll fire from 3. Rattles it home. Clackams for Roy Henderson. Bobby Lewis Insurance 3 ball. Only the second of this first half for Midwest City. And they're back in front.
He will make those. Roy will make those. Carl-Sean will make those. Deshaun. It's a matter of time. Hasn't happened yet with any consistency, but at some point you think they will.
And the times I've seen Midwest City this season, they can really shoot the 3. So the cold start's a little not what I'm used to, but they still lead as now after the miss, Denson starts the break and gets bumped and fouled.
Well, what's helped the Bombers in spite of their three-point inaccuracy has been their mid-range accuracy, as those are the shots that Collinsville's forcing. Now Zach Brown is out. We'll see if that changes what the Bombers are able to do on offense.
Denson will fire a 3. Clackams! Deshaun Denson dropping a bomb. He's putting together one heck of a first half. Deshaun Denson's got 10.
He's the one you want more than anyone else to shoot that shot.
And it's a 4-point lead for Midwest City. Final 2 minutes of the half. The Anderson 3 is left short, but the rebound putback is there for the Cardinals' number 10, Walton Kavanaugh.
Either McKenzie or Mark Jackson just dropped that rebound.
Here's Denson on the elbow. Gets out to Young for 3. Clackams! So after the cold start shooting, they've hit 3 in a row. The Bobby Lewis Insurance three-pointers getting a workout. And Midwest City's got their biggest lead so far at 5, 32-27.
I'm only grinning, Josh, for one reason. It's because usually when I say so-and-so's played bad, the opposite happens. Or when I say someone's a great free throw shooter, the opposite happens, they miss. So this time I said it's only a matter of time before Midwest City starts making threes.
Right.
And then it happens. Roy Anderson made one. That may have been before I made that proclamation. But anyway, I'll count it, though. Deshaun Denson, and then another one for Carl-Sean Young.
Right.
That is, if you want to stay zoning them, they're going to make threes, and you're going to have to live with that if you're Collinsville. And I think they are going to try to live with that. They're going to keep doing their zone defense. And by the way, this happens with Zach Brown on the bench. He's going to come back in for the Cardinals. But that's what Midwest City brings to the table, and that's what makes them a streaky team. Right now, they got it going. We'll see if they can keep it going from three-point range.
So back to it. The Cardinals have it. Normandin brings it down the floor with 90 seconds to play in this first half. Brown gives up to Normandin on the right wing. He's guarded by Carl-Sean Young. Rocket pass in the corner to Kavanaugh. He is up. Oh, nice find to Brown, who missed the bunny, but then got his own miss. Put back, no, but he got bumped and fouled. And so Brown will shoot free throws. But he had 2 looks right at the rim and just couldn't finish it off. And so the Toonie buys house is charity stripe. Brown will try and get the 2 points this way.
And that's Mason McKenzie's first, which is big that he hasn't fouled much yet, because he's going to be the one, when he's in the game, that's going to guard Brown the most, and he gives up about 9 or 10 inches. But he can scrap. That's the important thing there.
Brown hits both the free throws, so make it a one-score game again at 32-29. In this very offensive, very competitive first half. Here's Henderson firing from way deep. Front of the rim, no good.
I would say, other teams would probably have held for the last shot, but the Bombers don't play like that usually.
Final minute of the half. Here's Brown on the block. Backing down McKenzie. Kicks out to Anderson for three. Front of the rim, no good. Rebound pulled in by Henderson. Long pass ahead, pulled down by Denson. That was a good catch. Deshaun Denson to the rim. Right-hand floater, no. Rebound knocked out of bounds. It'll be Midwest City ball. So the Bombers will keep it with 42 seconds to play until halftime.
So Coach Noel held up 2 fingers. So I don't think he's calling the play for the baseline of bounce. Not a good play.
That's not what was drawn up, I'm assuming. Denson's pass is intercepted. Collinsville has it back down by 3. There's Abshire at the top of the key in the final half minute of the half. Rocket pass down low to Brown. Brown turnaround shot the rim. Can't get it to go. Got his own miss. Put back. Won't go, but he's bumped and fouled again. So almost an identical sequence to earlier. 2 good looks for Brown. Couldn't hit him, but he gets bumped. And he'll go to the line. I mean, what do you do? I mean, when he's at the rim like that, how do you keep him from getting his own miss when he's got 5-6 inches on everybody?
Well, that's why you really wanted to hold for the last shot on that inbounds play. Well, the free throw there's missed, but, you can't do a whole lot. You have to have a second player ready to help out, basically. Try to make him catch the ball as far away from the basket or front him, but have a second player ready to help out if you throw over the top.
Second free throw is good, so it's a split trip for Brown, makes it a 2-point game. And you got to figure Midwest City will get the final shot now as we near 15 seconds to play until halftime.
And Collinsville will let him because, again, they're not really trying to get out and extend.
Henderson with his feet on the OU logo here at the LNC. 5 seconds, down low to Denson. Denson backing in, kick out to McKenzie. They whistle on a foul before the shot on the Cardinals. That's only their 3rd, so not a bad foul.
Not a lot of fouls called this game.
No.
They're going to have 2 seconds. Ideally, you try to get the ball to Denson or Young or Henderson shooting a 3.
Inbound goes to Jackson in the corner. Bounce underneath. Mid-range jumper at the buzzer for Henderson, left a little bit short. And that's going to end the first half with the Midwest City Bombers leading Collinsville 32-30. So just like our first 2 games and even the game we didn't do, that Booker T. Edison game, very competitive, back and forth, anybody's ball game as we head to the locker room. At the end of 2 quarters, Midwest City leads at 32-30. We'll step aside for halftime, be back with you in just a little bit as the Bombers lead the Cardinals at the break. Halftime now, right here on the 5A state quarterfinals on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
If you've lived in Oklahoma long enough, you'll know that we get extreme weather. With that extreme weather comes hail damage to your roof and an insurance claim. When that happens, there's not a better company to deal with on your insurance claim than Cantrell Roofing and Construction. Since 1987, Cantrell Roofing and Construction has proven to be the best in the business, and always remember, got hail? Call Cantrell. Call them at 405-642-8558.
Red Plains Plumbing has been offering reliable commercial and residential services to the OKC metro area for over a decade. From new construction and remodeling to residential repair, they can handle jobs of all sizes. When you need a trusted name in plumbing, it's Red Plains Plumbing. Family owned and operated. Phone 405-769-1922. That's 405-769-1922.
Experience the best wash in town at Tommy's Express. You'll love our open and bright tunnels, easy loading flat belt conveyor, unlimited membership, and free vacuums and mat washers. Experience the difference and visit Tommy's Express today.
All right, back here at the Lloyd Noble Center, Josh Calloway, Jordan Ray on the Oklahoma Sports Network. Give you some stats here as we get ready to get the second half started. For Midwest City, leading scorer so far, Deshaun Denson, the sophomore, 13 points on 6 of 9 shooting. He's been fantastic so far. Roy Henderson's got 11 on 5 of 11 shooting, and Carl-Sean Young providing the other 8 points for the Bombers. For Collinsville, high man is Zach Brown so far. He's at 11 points and 5 rebounds, 4 of 8 shootings, also 3 for 5 at the line. Aiden Anderson's got 8 points, made a pair of 3-pointers as well. 6 from Kane Abshire, 3 from Austin Normandin, and 2 from Walton Kavanaugh. And the Bombers lead this thing 32-30 as you get ready to get back to start the second half. Jordan, I ask the same thing every time, but again, what's the key here for Midwest City hanging on? I mean, it's been a back-and-forth game, only a 2-point lead. What do the Bombers got to do to try and get the job done?
Well, Zach Brown's going to get his. You can't stop it. He's going to have possessions where they're able to get the ball inside to him.
Yeah.
He's going to catch it close to the basket. He's going to drop the basketball in because he's that big. But don't let their guards beat you off dribble penetration and try to limit their three-point looks. And then defensive rebounding. So important. I think some second chance points have been given up for Collinsville by Midwest City. And, if you get a stop, if you can force a miss, you need all 5 guys rebounding to avoid that, and that's the way you can get in transition. And Bombers didn't shoot the ball overall well from three-point range, but they have the guns who can. As like I said, Collinsville seems determined to stick with that zone. And that, if they do, it's just better finding where those gaps are and getting those comfortable looks.
Right. So we ready to start the second half here at the Lloyd Noble Center in Norman, Oklahoma. The final 5A boys quarterfinal. The winner of this game will see the Carl Albert Titans tomorrow at 1:30. That game will be on our airwaves with Jordan and I here at the LNC. Bombers start with the basketball. They're going right to left from our vantage point here courtside in Norman. Brian Williams on the elbow, kicks underneath to Henderson driving the baseline, and his pass out for Young is punched out of bounds, so it'll stay at this end with Midwest City, who lead by 2. They've obviously had a tremendous season, 23-3 overall record coming into play today. Young will fire an open 3 on the wing, front of the rim, no good, and the rebound gobbled up by Brown. That's his 6th early board. Certainly a major double-double candidate if he get going in this second half. Anderson on the wing, gives underneath to Brown, backing down his man McKenzie, and he lays it in up and over. Mason McKenzie's listed at just 6 foot even. Brown 6'9". Let you know how that went. And we're tied up 32 all. Henderson shouting out some direction for his Bomber teammates. Right side to Williams. Round the horn, Henderson on the wing. To the top, McKenzie. Right side, Denson, who had a great first half. Pass underneath to Carl-Sean Young. Young in the corner. Put on the floor. Pass across to Denson in the corner. Gives it back up, and they'll reset the offense again. Henderson playing around with it. Underneath Denson. Kick out left in the corner to Williams. And contact and a foul going to be called on the Cardinals as Williams collided with Anderson. They're going to get the defense here as the guilty party.
Collinsville's moving very well against the Bombers, trying to pass the ball around, find the shooters.
Yeah.
They're not letting any of the shooters get an easy look. That's hard to do against the 2-3 zone.
Inbound to Henderson. He'll drive the lane. Right-hand float shot. Gets the friendly roll. And Midwest City's back ahead. Roy Henderson evening himself with Denson at 13 points apiece. Only 3 guys have scored for Midwest City. Denson, Henderson, and Young. But those 3 guys have been enough as they lead right now by 2 early part of this third quarter. Here's Normandin splitting the defense. Goes down the lane. Left-hand scoop layup attempt won't go, but he's hit and fouled. And Austin Normandin will take a stroll to the Toonie by his house's charity stripe with his team trailing by just 2.
One thing you got to try to avoid is the easy pass to the basket for Collinsville guards, and I believe that's 3 on Brian Williams. And he'll be coming out, replaced by Jarvis Nash.
Thank our third quarter sponsor, which is Casa Juanito. Casa Juanito, a quick service restaurant offering fresh and flavorful fiesta meals in Del City, Oklahoma since 1976, located at 4718 Southeast 29th Street in Del City. Free throws are both good. We're back tied up 34 all. Young will fire 3 from the top of the key, side of the rim, no. Rebound comes out, is pulled in by Normandin. So the empty trip there, and the Cardinals can retake the lead here with a bucket. Bounce pass to Brown underneath, turn around, gives it up. Nice feed to Absher, but he just missed it.
And what happens when you miss an easy shot? The other team gets the rebound. You want to reach in. Not a good foul for Collinsville. Doesn't hurt him much yet. And the thing is, they don't foul much, so I don't know if that foul, which is still not a good foul. I don't know if it'll really mean anything.
It is still too early on the Cardinals here in this third quarter, so keep an eye on that. 5:42 to go in the third. Denson at the top of the key. Left side to Henderson. Henderson off the screen from Nash. He'll go right down the lane, pull up over Brown. Got it. With Brown right in his face, he puts it up over him.
That's how Roy Henderson started the first half.
Yeah.
Making those type of shots.
Henderson now with 15 points. But the Cardinals are going back to the line on the other side, as it looks like it's Normandin again who drew some contact, and he'll get a couple more foul shots.
That's going to be something that Bombers need to adjust to. As the first free throw is missed, but refs are calling that a little tighter now. Let's see what it would seem like.
Second one on the way for Austin Normandin. He's got it, so it's a split trip at the line there. It moves the Cardinals within a point, 36-35. Denson brings it down the floor, gives it up right side to Henderson. On the elbow, McKenzie, he'll step back and fire from the free throw line, left it short. Rebound knocked out of bounds, and he'll stay at this end.
Ooh.
With Midwest City. That's a bit of a gift if it stays that way.
I think it might change. You're going to talk about it. Roy Henderson came flying in.
They're keeping it.
They're not going to change it. I thought it'd be off Roy Henderson.
I thought so too. Inbound goes right to Denson in the corner for 3. Doesn't hit. Rebound is loose. Diving for it is Brown, and he ends up saving it over to Normandin. Normandin over to the rim. Layup attempt. Won't quite roll home. Rebound out of bounds. It'll stay down here with the Cardinals.
Yeah, I mean, Carl-Sean Young has hands on that, and he couldn't pull it through. And if you give Collinsville inbounds plays under their basket, they're going to find Brown on their share of plays and get an easy basket.
Inbound to Brown. 4:50 to play in the third. Normandin takes it to the rim. A lot of bodies in there. He gives it up to Brown, who kicks it out. Pass deflected. Ends up in the hands there for the Cardinals of Harold. Gives it back down to Brown, and that's going to be a foul on Midwest City again. That's going to be the third on the Bombers.
On Young.
On Young, this is second. Yeah. Just on the floor, not on the shot, so Collinsville will reset their offense down by 1. Anderson gives it underneath to Brown. Pass out is deflected, and it's loose, ends up in the hands of Denson. Start the break for the Midwest City Bombers all the way to the rim. Mark Jackson the finish. Like you said, off a great feed from Deshaun Denson. Bombers by 3.
Amazing bounce pass the way he split 2 Collinsville defenders. Again, they got to run Midwest City every chance they get, and they did there.
Anderson getting it up the floor for Collinsville.
Oh, you see that?
Yeah, he passed it to a man who was set to check in.
The 6th man. What we saw there, Collinsville, number 21, Dylan Cycles was coming in, and that point guard thought he was in the game.
I don't know if I've ever seen. I've done a lot of high school games. I don't really know if I've ever seen that.
I haven't either, but it makes sense.
Yeah,
it kind of makes sense. It's an unforced error. Not a good play at all for Collinsville, but it makes sense why he would do that.
Just using his peripherals.
Yeah.
Young kicks it over. Jackson open look at a 3, air ball short.
So Jackson's got to step in. That's too long of a shot for him.
Yeah. So that was behind that college three-point line. And so the Cardinals have it back, still down by just 3. Here is Cycles into the game now. He falls to the ground, no call. Ball's loose. Nash getting on it, and we're going to get a tie-up. The arrow favors Collinsville, so we'll stay at this end. As Cycles just lost his footing, and then Nash went flying on top of him to get the tie-up.
It's important that for Midwest City, that's when you can play defense that close and not get a foul called. And you just got to find a way to keep doing that. That's because they want to be so physical on defense.
Inbound goes to Brown in the corner. He'll back down his man, Carl-Sean Young, but Young just ripped it away from him. Turnover. Carl-Sean Young going coast to coast all the way to the rim and finish. Do it yourself
So what happened there is Brown got the ball in the post, but he was several feet away from the basket. He's about 15 feet out there. So what happens, he has to put the ball on the floor. That's where Carl Sean Young sees the opportunity. You can't just go high and shoot. You got to dribble into the paint. As soon as he put the ball on the floor, Carl Sean Young used his speed to get the steal and then pushed the other way for a score.
Timeout on the floor. It is a full timeout. We'll take it with them. Bombers by 5. 3:24 to go in the third on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Red Plains Plumbing has been offering reliable commercial and residential services to the OKC metro area for over a decade. From new construction and remodeling to residential repair, they can handle jobs of all sizes. When you need a trusted name in plumbing, it's Red Plains Plumbing. Family owned and operated. Phone 405-769-1922. That's 405-769-1922.
Back to the Lloyd Noble Center. Josh Calloway, Jordan Ray with you on a Thursday afternoon. We've been here all day so far. We're far from done. We got 3 girls' games to come.
Oh, yeah.
We got a lot of meat left on the bone with this one, our final boys' game of the day, this final quarterfinal. As Collinsville down by 5 and now 3 as Brown backs down his defender and finishes it right over him to get the Cardinals back within a score at 40-37. Carl Sean Young handling the ball for the Bombers. Goes underneath to Denson, but it was deflected and stolen. Anderson ends up with it. Couldn't tell who it was, actually got the hand on it, but somebody did. But now, pass deflected by Nash.
They're going to call a reaching foul on Roy Henderson. After a deflection, they just couldn't get the ball there.
That's the 14th foul on Midwest City with 2:50 to go in the quarter.
That's not a bad foul on Roy. He was trying to, he thought they were vulnerable there. But it's important that the Midwest City players know now they're the penalty.
Yeah. So here we go back the other way. Collinsville down by 3. Normandin falls down. And they're going to call a travel. I thought they might ding Henderson there. That wasn't a lot of contact. I think that's a good call.
No, but Roy Henderson helps himself out by making sure his hands are away from the player. Right. It was all his feet there. Yeah. The more you use your feet, the less likely a foul will be called. Doesn't mean it won't be called, but the less likely.
Here's Denson with the basketball for Midwest City. He's guarded by Normandin. Dribbling with his left hand. Gives it up left side to Henderson with Anderson guarding him. Off a screen from Young. Right side Denson. Open look at 3 from the wing. Left it short. Rebound pulled in by Brown. And that's 8 rebounds for Zach Brown. 3-point game. Collinsville has it back. We've kind of been stuck on this score for a little while now. With Midwest City leading by 3. Anderson, almost a travel. Gives it up. Right side, gets it right back. Pass underneath, looking for Brown. It was stolen by Carl Sean Young. Pass ahead into the front court to Denson to the rim, and he pushed it in. Second time today that we've seen Denson go up with one mitt and pull it down with one hand and then finish
with the other hand.
That was pretty. 5-point game again as the Cardinals will race down the floor. Normandin to the rim. Wild shot won't go. Rebound, put back attempt for Brown. He's got it. It was a great rebound by Kavanaugh, who then slipped it behind the back to Brown, who finished. And a whistle and a foul, and the Cardinals here will just be their team third.
Yeah, they're just not going to foul much in their zone.
Yeah. 1:31 to play in the third quarter. Midwest City has the basketball. In the corner, Henderson, open look at a 3. He'll take it. Back iron, no, it's right on line, but just a tick off. And the rebound comes out, is pulled in by Normandin, and the Cardinals can tie with a triple. Underneath to Brown on the elbow. Surveying around, and eventually will give it back out to Normandin. Guarded by Nash. Rocket pass underneath to Brown, who's got Carl Sean Young hounding him as best he can. Kick out to Anderson. Stutter step move underneath. Good find to Kavanaugh, who finishes. Great move by Anderson. Got the defenders to draw toward him. Dumped it down to Kavanaugh, who got the easy lay-in. 1-point game.
Well, Kavanaugh just, no one was paying any attention to him. He just stood there for the longest time. Not in the lane, though. So
Yeah, they lost him.
It's effective deception there.
So with 40 seconds to play in the quarter, Midwest City slow playing this. They might be able to take it down to the end of the quarter. We'll see.
Well, they
as
can.
They lead by 1.
Do they want to? And I think they should because of the foul situation.
Jackson back to the top.
But
Young
they
will
won't.
fire from way deep, and it's off the side of the rim. Rebound, though, Nash. Give up Denson, mid-range jumper. He's got it again. Unconscious from the mid-range. Deshaun Denson, lead back to 3. 15 seconds, inbound goes to Brown. He's looking around for somebody to give it to. He does to Anderson with under 10 seconds. Anderson going to his right, guarded by Carl-Sean Young. Gives it up now left side. Open 3 for Harold. Clackham's right at the end of the quarter. Jace Harold knocks it down and ties this game at 44 apiece. Take a breath. We'll take a timeout. 4th quarter on the way and a tie game in the 5A state quarterfinals on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
When it comes to your home, you need someone that you can trust to keep it safe and protected for you and your family.
Vesta Foundation Solutions is your local, family-owned company that has helped many homeowners fix and protect their homes.
Our engineered solutions can take care of all of your foundation repair, basement waterproofing, concrete leveling, and dirt crawl space repair needs.
We take pride in getting the job done right, and you'll always be protected with up to a 75-year warranty.
Contact us today for a free estimate.
All right, back at the Lloyd Noble Center, Josh Calloway, Jordan Ray, 44 apiece as we go to the final quarter. Collinsville led it 16-14 after 1. Midwest City led it 32-30 at the break, and now we're all even as we move to the 4th. Not a shocker necessarily when you have 6'9" Zach Brown, but Collinsville has dominated on the boards. 25-12, the rebounding advantage in favor of Collinsville. As Midwest City tries to get the lead back, Henderson floater won't go. And there's another one. Rebound for Brown, who continues to pile him up. He's up to 9 now. One more to get him to a double-double. Normand in the other direction for the Cardinals in this tie game, 44-all. That 3 from Harold. How different does this game feel tied as opposed to Midwest City up by 3? He's going to fire again. Harold for 3. Side of the rim, no good. Rebound is loose. Ends up in the hands of Anderson. Second chance opportunity for Collinsville. Gives it up in the corner, driving the baseline and losing the handle on it.
That's Carl-Sean Young knocked it from behind.
And a turnover. Good defense there for the Bombers. Young has it back. Carl-Sean Young, left-hand shot in the lane, rolls home. Boy, he's got such touch down near the rim. And the shot puts the Bombers back ahead by 2. We have a timeout on the floor. I'm not sure if it's full or 30. Waiting for a signal.
It's 30 by Midwest City. Remember we saw this in the Carl Albert game.
Yeah.
A very quick timeout.
Same exact time almost.
It's as if Coach Noel same exact time, didn't have enough time to talk to his team. But the idea probably is, and by the way, same thing for Carl, but they gave up a basket. So at the very first possession of the 4th quarter for them on defense, so Coach Price probably called a timeout because of defense, and this may be why Coach Noel's calling a timeout. Something about what happened on defense that they want to fix.
Thank our 4th quarter sponsor here as they get back out there, which is Rose State College. Saving money on college is easy at Rose State. Concurrent enrollment allows students to earn up to 27 tuition-free hours of college credit while still in high school. Apply today at rose.edu/concurrent.
And I take that back. Collinsville has not scored this quarter yet, so still might be a defensive issues why Coach Noel called that timeout.
Normandin crosses half court for the Cardinals. He'll go up and under with the rim, and he finishes. Boy, it looked like he had nothing, but he found a way to just kind of squeeze his body through the little bit of space that was there and finish it, and we're back tied. 6:40 to go. Here's Denson with the basketball for the Bombers. Left side, Henderson pump fake, gives it back to him. Right side, Carl-Sean Young. He'll back it out. Gives it to Denson on the elbow. Kick out. Left side, Henderson. Pump fake a 3 and drive. Right hand floater. No good. Rebound. Denson had a shot at it, but lost the handle. Brown ended up with it. and the Cardinals have it back. They can take the lead with anything. Normandin gives it up to Brown. To the top, Anderson. Right side, Normandin to put on the floor and drive to the rim. Contact shot is up. It's a defensive foul, and some free throws should be on the way here for Austin Normandin.
I think it's the second time Caleb Stevens has tried to draw a charge. He just gets there too late.
Yeah.
Brian Williams will be checking in here for a moment for the Bombers.
So Normandin goes to the Toonie Buys House's cherry stripe to shoot a pair to put Collinsville back in the lead. First one rolls off. So we'll stay tied for now with 6:01 to go. Kavanaugh will come out for Collinsville, and Abshire will replace him. Meanwhile, Williams does come in place of Nash. Second free throw's up and good, so Collinsville's in the lead, 47-46 with 6 minutes to go here at the Lloyd Noble Center in Norman. Williams puts it on the floor. He'll pull it from the elbow. Got it.
That might be his
Brian
first
Williams.
two.
It is his first points of the game. Hasn't played a ton. Foul trouble a factor in that, but he hits that big shot, puts Midwest City back ahead. This is Anderson bringing it down the floor for Collinsville. He crosses half court. He'll go to his right and back it out. Henderson guarding him close, trying not to give him a lane. Right side to Normandin. Normandin pulls up, left-hand shot, rolls off, rebound. Brown, boy, he's just so big. Couldn't get his own putback, though. Now gets another crack at it and misses. Rebound, Williams. Well, Brown a couple of great looks there, but just couldn't finish. Now Stevens a three. Clackums! Caleb Stevens, welcome to the game, my guy. Bombers by 4.
He didn't hesitate at all.
No. Brown to the rim, and he goes right through Young and finishes. Cuts the lead back down to 2 as we hit 5 minutes to go in Norman. Williams, Henderson pump fake, gives it back out. Williams again thought about it, but instead he'll put it on the floor, and Midwest City will set up some offense.
Only one foul called. That's that attempted charge by Stevens. So one foul on Bombers, none on Collinsville.
Carl Sheon Young taking it out near half court, taking his time. Methodical. Every possession precious at this point. Young will pull it for a long 2. Back iron, no. Rebound out to Normandin. Empty trip there with it a 1-point lead. It should be a 2-point. Okay, they corrected it. It was it had 51-50 on the board. Our score is correct, 51-49. Anderson underneath to Brown. Oh, right off his fingertips and out of bounds.
Yeah, just an unforced error on Collinsville. I think Brown just took it for granted, kind of took his eye off the ball.
Yeah, it seemed like he kind of started his move almost before he secured it.
Brian Williams really didn't do anything on defense to force that turnover, just played behind him. I think if you're Midwest City, not that you stall, but you really don't want any hard contested jumpers like the one Carl Sean Young took.
4 minutes to play. Denson pulls up, lost the handle on it, ended up getting it back somehow. I have no idea how he saved that possession. And he takes that near half court. Looked like a surefire turnover. But instead, Midwest City can reset. Young mishandles it. Now he gets it back. Normandin guarding him real close. Young out near half court. Gets it underneath to Denson. Kick out Henderson for 3. Clackums. Roy Henderson, a massive Bobby Lewis Insurance 3-ball. And Midwest City leads it by 5. Huge shot.
Hey, good inside-out possession there for the Bombers.
3 in the corner won't go. Rebound pulled down by Brown. He lost it. Ends up with Normandin. Gets it right back to Brown. Underneath to the rim. Can't get the roll. Got his own miss. Stick back is good. And the foul. Zach Brown. Oh, it's an offensive foul. Wow. I was not prepared for that. Neither was the Collinsville bench as they exploded on the call. That surprised you?
Shocked the hell out of me. I mean, you got to be now. Just because a player's airborne like Brian Williams was, you can't just. You don't have. That doesn't give you carte blanche to extend out and hit him with your off arm. But I didn't really see that. That is huge because it seems like every time Midwest City extends their lead just a bit, Collinsville always has an answer. And it's a full timeout. We'll go and keep it here because that was quite a. That's an amazing call.
I'm stunned. Yeah, I mean it's an amazing call, and it's ginormous. I mean, if he makes a free throw, you're cutting it to 2.
Cutting it to 2, wow. and like I said, the Bombers have had a 5-point lead a couple different times, but what happened? But then Collinsville comes back. It's been your typical close game of runs. This is the first time Bombers have had the ball in a 5-point lead. And Collinsville, by going zone, they're not accustomed to pressure defense. They're going to have to pressure at some point. And if you're Midwest City, you're now not in stall mode, but you should not be shooting anything other than maybe a wide open three by a couple of your best players. That is the toughest shot you take.
So Midwest City is going to get it back with 3:10 to go. I feel like a bucket here, get this thing out to 7 or obviously even 8 with a three-pointer, really gives you some cushion.
Yeah, because, again, what's Collinsville going to be like when they have to extend their pressure? They haven't done that. And it's a 2-3 zone. So can you force tough shots playing a 2-3 zone? You can, but it's not what we've seen from them yet.
Denson handling the ball for the Bombers. We hit 3 minutes to play at the Lloyd Noble Center. Midwest City in no hurry. Why would they be? Up by 5. Here's Williams at the elbow. He'll fire. Oh, halfway down and out. That thing
what a bad
wanted
shot.
to go in, but it just wouldn't fall.
What is Brian Williams doing with that? He made the last one. I guess that's part of it. But
Cardinals the other way. Here's Brown at the rim. Got it. Zach Brown got a little bit of separation, all he needs, and he puts it home, and the Cardinals are back within 3.
You don't need that type of shot.
Yeah.
We're from the high post right now. The Bombers were making it earlier.
Henderson on the wing. He pulls up from the free throw line. That one's left short. Rebound Abshire. So
I don't
2
get it.
not ideal possessions for the Bombers in a row, and the Cardinals can tie it with a deep one.
I don't get those 2 shots. I mean, Zach Brown's coming in on you. They're not horrible shots, but when you're protecting a lead, they're not good.
Final 2 minutes at the LNC. Abshire tries to get underneath to Brown.
Definitely a foul. Wrap around on Young. It's
only the 3rd on the Bombers, I believe. Maybe in the second.
Second one.
Second. They got it up too quick. And Coach Noel, a timeout, probably a good one. Settle some things down here. With 1:58 to go, it's a full timeout. We'll take it to Midwest City trying to hang on and get to the semifinals tomorrow. 5A quarterfinals on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
A car mechanic shop.
Let's say we go to Scissor Tape.
Ready to go get some coffee?
Yeah, let's go.
You got it.
I think she was from
1,
Rose State.
2, 3.
Woo-hoo!
Congratulations, Rose State college graduates.
Back at the Lloyd Noble Center, Josh Calloway, Jordan Ray. 54-51, Midwest City leads Collinsville. We have been delighted all day. It's been great game after great game. Set up for another fantastic finish here at the LNC. Collinsville with the ball down 3. Inbound goes to Brown. He kicks out and gets it right back as Harold gives it right back to him. In the corner looking for Normandin, but Williams gets a hand on it, punches it out of bounds. It'll stay at this end with the Cardinals.
It's a good recovery there from Brian Williams.
Yeah.
Had an open 3 if he didn't make that. Deflection.
Here is Anderson with the basketball. He's guarded by Denson. Almost lost his footing. Gets it down underneath to Brown, who's double teamed. Anderson around the horn to Normandin. Gives it underneath to Abshire to the rim and finish. Back-to-back big buckets for the Cardinals, and they're within 1 off the nice ball at the rim there for Kane Abshire. So Midwest City has it back. Where do they go? Is it their star guard who holds the ball now, Carl Sheon Young? Left side, Denson, who's been fantastic tonight, with 17. Their leading scorer is Roy Henderson with 18. Denson and Williams at the free throw line. He gives it back out. Time melting off the clock here. Left side, this is Stevens. Right hand running floater, rims off. Rebound is loose. Ran down by Henderson in the corner.
What
a play by Henderson, throwing it off the back of Normandin to save the possession. An acrobatic move.
Coach Bradley, assistant coach from Midwest City, has given Stevens an earful. Again, another ill-advised shot. But this time, Midwest City is able to keep possession.
It's another full timeout by the Bombers, I do believe, with 56.1 to go. You want to take it?
No, we stuck at it this long. Plus, we've got the commercials in.
Wow.
But next one, and each team has one. And, again, if you're Midwest City, got to make them foul you. It's going to take some time to send them to the free throw line because there's only one foul on Collinsville. So they got to foul 4 times. And they haven't shown that they don't really get a whole lot of steals. They have gotten a couple up deflections. So, yeah, you want someone in the high post. You want someone along the baselines, but that doesn't mean when they get the ball they're supposed to go shoot.
So, a little reset here. Both teams have one timeout. Like you said, 2 fouls for Midwest City, 1 for Collinsville. So that's not a factor at all in the rest of this regulation.
Well, it could be a factor if Collinsville wants to send to the free throw line.
True, that's very true. The arrow favors Collinsville, keep that in mind. Midwest City's got the ball. Here's Denson double team, and he's bumped and fouled. So there you go. They might be part of the conversation right now as we got to start racking up some fouls.
Yeah,
otherwise that could burn us later.
Yeah, you don't always foul this early in the fourth quarter, 50 seconds. Down 1. Usually you wait to foul, but because they're not close to the penalty.
Yeah. Be a little aggressive. You almost need to be.
Yep.
Williams, and he's bumped and fouled, almost a turnover. So Midwest City uses 7 more seconds down to 43.4. That's only the 3rd on Collinsville, so they still have another one to give.
So Collinsville making clearly a defense for offense sub because we hear the coaches say they're going to call a timeout when they get the ball back to bring in that player.
Henderson with 40 seconds left, over to Stevens. Stevens right side to Denson. Denson gives it back to Stevens. Stevens back to Denson again, and he's bumped and fouled with 31.4. So there goes another 12 seconds off. So Midwest City's working that clock.
Now you got to think about who you want taking the foul shots.
Yeah.
And Denson is number 1 on the list, but he's going to throw it in. Roy Henderson and Carl Sean Young aren't far behind.
Got to be one of those 3.
Yeah. Not Brian Williams. Not that he won't make them.
Inbound to Henderson, goes right back to Denson, who is fouled quickly. So with 29 seconds to go, here comes Deshaun Denson shooting 2 free throws to try and give them a little bit of cushion, a little separation, but no matter what he does, it's going to be a 1-score game when the Cardinals get the basketball back. First free throw for Denson. These are huge. Got it.
Mason McKenzie checking in, and that's a defensive sub. Mason McKenzie is scrapper on defense, and he's the guy that normally defends the post when he's in.
Second free throw for Deshaun Denson. He's got it. 19
I said he was number 1
for the sophomore.
I didn't jinx him that time.
So Collinsville not taking their timeout yet, as Anderson will bring it down the floor for the Cardinals.
Bombers have a foul
seconds.
to give.
Yeah, 2 to give. That's good to know. And then there's your timeout by the Cardinals with 21.1. Full timeout. We'll take it 2. Bombers by 3 on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Have you ever seen an insurance commercial and ask yourself, are they really telling me the truth? Well, guess what? They're not.
Somebody runs a red light and you think all of a sudden their insurance company's going to be all neighborly about it? Insurance companies aren't in the business of saving you money. They're in the business of keeping your money.
So remember, save our number in your phone so when tragedy strikes,
call Rob and Will.
All right, back to the Lloyd Noble Center. Josh Calloway, Jordan Roy. We've been delighted all day. It's been a phenomenal day of basketball in these 5A boys quarterfinals. Midwest City leads it 56-53. Collinsville has the ball with 21.1 seconds to go. Midwest City has 2 timeouts to give. The arrow is with the Cardinals, but Collinsville is out of timeouts, so keep that in mind. So right in front of us here, Normandin will inbound it to Brown. Kick out to Anderson. Thought about the 3. Instead, he'll put it on the floor. Goes to his left. Now he's going to have to give it up. 14 seconds. Ooh, Normandin got bumped, no foul. Brown now in the corner. Open look for Abshire for the tie. Clackams. Abshire dropped down the 3. 5 seconds for the Bombers racing down the floor. And a timeout taken by Coach Tori Noel with 3.3 to go. The clutch shot dropped down by Kane Abshire.
Again, I don't know why Ryan Williams does not stay with him. You're getting under 10. Let him score it, too. It's a good thing if they hit a 2-point field goal. They weren't trying for it. So you have to change your mindset of help defense. Now, Abshire doesn't, I don't know if he's made a 3 this game, so I can kind of understand that side of it. If you're like, oh, well, we're okay with him shooting, but obviously it didn't work out for you. I think protecting a 3, you got to be able to adjust how you defend.
Wow. Well, 3.3 seconds to go. If Midwest City can't score, we're going to overtime for the second time today. But the Bombers have time. They got it up the floor, so they get to set up something and out of bounds play. They'll have time to get a shot up here, certainly, obviously, with 3.3 seconds. Who's shooting it? You got three primary options.
Yeah. Carl-Sean Young, I think, is the guy who can get the ball. If he has had his steam, he can get to the bat. Now, I don't think he wants to get all the way to the basket, but we'll see if Collinsville sticks their 2-3 zone.
Well, here we go.
But
3.3
he can make
seconds.
something happen.
Midwest City trying to get one last bucket to fall and move to the semifinals tomorrow. 3.3 seconds on the clock. Williams will do the inbound. Gets it across to Henderson. Ball's deflected. Henderson's got it, but he's fouled! With 2 seconds to go, Henderson's going to shoot 2 free throws to maybe, possibly send Midwest City to the semifinals. Wow! The foul was called on Walton Cavanaugh, who almost had a look at the steal, but enough contact there, they get the call. And now Henderson shoots the 2 biggest Toonie Bieshouse's free throws he'll ever shoot. First one for Henderson, got it.
I would miss this next one.
I'm with you.
I would miss it.
There's no difference between 2 and, at this length of the floor, there's no difference between 2 and 1.
Well, what they could do is, if they makes it, run a long inbound play to Brown.
You're right. Yeah, I'm with you. I think you missed this on purpose. So we'll see what he does. 2 seconds exactly. Collinsville has no timeouts, so they're just going to have to go. Rims off. It wasn't missed on purpose. Abshire, the length of the floor is going to come up well short. And the Midwest City Bombers win a absolute dogfight with the Collinsville Cardinals and are on to the semifinals. Wow, what a game. And somehow, some way, Midwest City is on to the semis. They'll see Carl Albert tomorrow. I think those 2 programs are pretty familiar with one another. And we'll have it for you tomorrow afternoon at 1:30. An OSN team, a Middale school, will be playing for a gold ball. That much we know, because it's Midwest City and Carl Albert are going to play each other tomorrow afternoon at 1:30 here at the LNC. Jordan bolted out of here, as you can see. He's going to try and get a hold of Coach Noel and maybe a player. Roy Henderson and Deshaun Denson both tied for leading the way with 19 points apiece. In a wild one, Jordan Ray's with Carl-Sean Young and with Coach Noel. Go ahead.
Let Coach Noel, Coach, give me your reaction to how that, to the last few minutes of that game. What a wild game.
Stressful, be honest, stressful. We got to be smarter down the stretch, man. We made things hard this game, and usually we're better than that, but we just want to get to the next one, man. Survive in advance. We're going to learn from this one and just be ready to go tomorrow.
This is the first time Midwest City's won a quarterfinal game since you were a senior 10 years ago. What does this mean for the program?
It's huge, man. Just trying to get them back to where we were, man. But I'm worried about now. I ain't worried about what used to be. I'm worried about now, so we got to be ready to go tomorrow.
Thoughts about Carl Albert?
It's going to be a gutsy one. It's going to be a fight. battle the Middale. So I think we'll be ready. We'll be better tomorrow. We got a game on our belt. Let's see what this feel like. I think we'll be ready to go tomorrow.
All right, congrats, Coach.
Thank you.
Give you player of the game here, and you deserved it because of your defense. You had to defend their big guy Brown a lot. What was that like?
Man, that was crazy. I never defended a big that skilled. So that was a challenge for me, but I stepped up and took it.
And talk about offensively. I mean, you picked your spots. What I thought it was your advantage some to guard him, because you got some steals and some rebounds that got you in transition.
Yeah, that was our. I feel like that was our mismatch of the game. Me guarding the big and being smart, using my mind to just get around him and get steals.
Did you have any doubt Roy would make that first free throw?
No, I knew he was gonna make them. I thought he was gonna make both of them, but yeah, it happens.
Now, what do you think about Carl Albert? I think your brother goes there, so and I know you're familiar with some of the players. So what are your thoughts about the Titans tomorrow?
Oh, I'm relaxed. I'm ready for it. My dad told me go get it, so I'm gonna go get it.
All right. Well, we'll be there to watch it. We can't wait.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Thanks, Coach.
All right. So, like Jordan said, our Eastside Church of Christ player of the game is Carl Sean Young. I'm going to get that player of the game up, Jordan, when you can. The Eastside Church of Christ player of the game. The Eastside Church of Christ in Midwest City believes in loving Jesus by loving their neighbors. They invite you to join them Sunday mornings at 9 a.m. for Bible class with song and praise beginning at 10 a.m. If you can't make it Sunday mornings, you're invited to study with them at 7 p.m. on Wednesdays. Check out their live and recorded streams on YouTube. Find more information on their website at eastsidechurchofchrist.info. The Eastside Church of Christ at 916 South Douglas Boulevard in Midwest City.
So make no mistake.
Final thought? Final thoughts?
Carl Sean Young got player of the game because he made contributions on offense just the same as the big three, Denson and Henderson. And Young was actually the third leading scorer, but it was his defense defending Brown. He became, as soon as he started guarding Brown, he became the most important player for Midwest City regardless of what he was doing on offense. And he held the line, led to some transition opportunities, and the Bombers did enough. And like Coach Noel said, I mean, I was critical of some of the players, and I don't know if they'll ever come back to me or not, but when you're ahead by 5 or 3, you don't shoot those jump shots, and they got away with it. And also not great defense on the up 3 late in the game. They got away with that. Bit of a controversial foul. There were some couple controversial calls that went against Collinsville, but Midwest City took advantage of it.
That they did. And Roy Henderson, that very clutch free throw at the end to seal the deal in Midwest City. Somehow, some way, they got it done. They moved to 24-3, and Midwest City, Carl Albert tomorrow. Get your popcorn ready in the state semis, 1:30, right back here. We'll be in these same seats, presumably, maybe the other end of the table, I don't know, at 1:30 tomorrow.
Either one's fine.
Either one's fine. We got them both.
Yeah.
And then we can now say officially we will have the 5A championship game as
That's
well
right.
on Saturday at 2, because one way or another, somebody from Middale is going to be playing for a gold ball.
Someone from Midwest City.
That's going to be fun.
And also we'll have – we already had the girls play Carl Albert versus Midwest City last week. That might happen again tomorrow.
It could.
We're going to have the Carl Albert Midwest City baseball game tonight. And
just battling.
That's Carl Albert. That's not really. It's not that big of a rivalry. You'd be surprised. It's not a huge rivalry. But these postseason games we're having, and then the baseball game, that's good for the community. And I hope both schools will pack out the place tomorrow, as one team will be playing for a championship the next day.
It's going to be awesome. Speaking of Carl Albert, we got the girls coming up at 4:30. That's our next game. Carl Albert Lady Titans, Sapulpa Lady Chieftains coming up about 45 minutes from now. So Jordan and I are going to get some food. We're going to try and collect our – we've done 3 games today. We got 3 more to go. So hopefully everybody –
these will be all in a row.
Hopefully everybody rejoins us in about 45 minutes as Carl Albert and Sapulpa get toe-to-toe on the girls' side. Of course, the Midwest City girls will be to follow Del City girls after that. So a lot more Middale basketball coming your way here on OSN. Midwest City wins it, a wild one, 57-56 over Collinsville. On to the semis. Bombers Titans tomorrow at 1:30 for a spot in the championship. We'll hope you tune in then. Girls action coming up at 4:30. We'll see you shortly for that on the Oklahoma Sports Network.
Thanks for watching this presentation of the Oklahoma Sports Network.